Alright guys, so here's an update. I was going to replace the outlets with these GFCI outlets. This was just going to be a temporary fix because I also need to replace the wiring. They used 120, regular Romex house grade wiring, whereas it needs to be 120 marine grade wiring. But in the process of doing that, while I was monkeying around down here, I think I discovered some kind of internal issue with the wire. There's a break or something internal in here. You see that right there? That is something that neither I nor the surveyor caught when inspecting this boat. Okay, that is the shore power cable. That's where your shore power goes into. So I removed this side panel here, and I found some more treats and some more presents. As you can see, dead end wire, another dead end wire, another dead end wire, another dead end wire, another dead end wire. I'll keep the going. Another dead end wire. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's even one back here in this corner. Wires that come to a dead end, guys. This boat, it's a wonder it didn't catch fire. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me. I should have caught all of this before I bought the boat. So, lesson learned, rip shit apart. Alright, so to put the fire hazards in perspective, he's got this speaker, right? This speaker that runs right here. Now, mind you, he seemed like a good guy, but he has this speaker right here. And then if we pull it back from this picture frame, he's got these wires just, bare, not touching anything. Now granted, it's not much passing through there, but when you see something like this, it scares you, right? It scares you. So there's no telling what I'm gonna find at this point. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm working with. The guy who had the boat before me did the easy thing. Whenever it came to running power, he used surge protectors, or maybe the guy who had the boat before him, I don't know. So I cut this extension cord off. This is just a regular household extension cord that they had running to this surge protector, and they had it running all the way through this shelving area here to right here. So we are in the process of tracing this cable back to remove it. I've got a boat surveyor coming out for the inspection, and yeah, all these surge protectors, they've got to go. They've got to go. It's no bueno. Alright, so pardon the road noise. We are heading down to St. Augustine, Florida, to the Sellers Exchange. I found all of this sonar and GPS equipment and everything that somebody was giving away for free at my marina. They had it on the table for like several days, and I was like, gosh, are they giving this stuff away for free? What's going on? And then finally somebody wrote free on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can get a small credit for this gear at the Sellers Exchange. I need a 120 volt breaker panel, and I also need some 120 volt marine grade wire. So yeah, that's the update today. That is what we are doing. Alright guys, so a little update on the 120 volt breaker panel. I picked this up from the Seller Exchange. Good people, they actually let me get it for 100 in exchange for that GPS and sonar equipment, the fish finders and everything that I brought to them. This is going to be mounted over there on that panel. Now what I'm doing here is I'm making a template. You can see I've labeled top and bottom. I've drawn out the outside rim right here, and I used my gauge here to figure out the distance between the edges. And you can see this edge is a lot more narrow than this edge. So I have made sure that I've taken that into account. But yeah, what I'm about to do is cut this out, this template here, and then we'll make note of our 4 corners right here, which will be drilled through with a drill. And then in that drill hole, I will cut with a saw that square out, and that's where this 120 panel is going to go. Now, just to make sure I'm correct here, I might look up and verify this online again, but your black is your hot, and that's going to go here, and then your white is going to be your neutral, and that is going to go, this is your neutral bus bar right here, right? So all your neutrals are going to go here, and then your green is your ground bus bar. Now I have enough breakers on this such that I might be able to convert my DC panel over here to this side and have this be my 120. But I don't know, I might leave the 12 volt for the batteries right here, because that's really all I need for 12 volts, and I might leave the 120 right here and just have some breakers that are empty and not used. All right guys, so we are about to fish this marine grade wire through here. I'm using a 10 gauge wire because I'm really not gonna have that much appliances or anything on board. This is my rope that I'm going to use to fish through, and you'll notice I've actually wrapped this with something called lineman's rubber splicing tape. The reason why is whenever we go back here around this corner that I'm going to pull this cable through, it's not as smooth of an edge as I would like it to be. So one thing that is recommended whenever you're going around an edge like that is to use something thick, some kind of rubber splicing tape. Any kind of rubber will do, but this stuff is perfect for it. A little expensive, but well worth it, right? It has some chafing protection, some chafing protection, or whatever you want to call it. It just protects this outer sheathing and keeps your wires from being exposed. All right guys, I'm going to show you the finished wiring here. Now, as always, make sure you consult the diagrams that come with the manufacturer of the panel whenever you wire up your panel. I have a Blue Sea Systems panel, so I reference that diagram that they have for this particular panel to do the wiring. I'm also probably going to have an expert come down and look at this, somebody who's certified to verify that the wiring is in fact correct. But having said that, what I've done here, guys, is I've set up this bucket, as you can see, so it doesn't move. Scotch tape has worked wonders since I've been on the boat. And I don't know if you can see this, but I actually have a rubber gasket that goes all the way around the rim of the breaker panel. Now, if we come to the back, you can see I've added the support here, and I've used lineman's tape for this support, as well as electrical tape. And you probably can't tell, but there is a small tolerance where these bus bars do not touch anything. They don't touch any wood, they don't touch any of this lineman's tape. There's actually a small gap between that, so none of the metal is touching anything. You can see that gasket that I have in the back. More lineman's tape up here, which is rated for high voltage. Now, for the wiring, this is my shore power cable coming in here. Okay, I've got this. I don't know if you guys can see this. I've got this tape on here, and like I said, I've got the chaffing guard right there as it goes through that hole. But the ground is running to the green ground bus bar. The white, your neutral, is running opposite of your neutral. It's even labeled on this particular breaker panel. The black, your hot, is running directly opposite of your black on this breaker, okay? And then to my first outlet, my first GFCI outlet, I have the black running down here to the first breaker, and then I have the neutral running to the white neutral bus bar, and I have the green running to the green ground bus bar. So that's it, guys. I'm doing all this on my phone and on the fly. I hope you can see everything. I'm about to button it up and wire up this outlet and then turn on the power. I've already checked my polarity. This breaker actually has a reverse polarity check light right here. So whenever I wire it up, the 110 I actually, went and turned on the power just to make sure that the polarity was correct, which I already knew that it was, because I referenced diagram after diagram at the actual shore power plug, and I looked at the diagram for probably a solid 30 minutes and read all day yesterday just to make sure I'm doing this right. The breaker panel and the new GFCI outlet work. I couldn't be happier. It took some finagling to get this in here. I had to cut the fiberglass here. I had to resize my hole after my first cut, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to have that done. So now what we're gonna do, I've got the power off right now actually, but what we're gonna do is just monitor things, make sure it's not getting too hot. I'm gonna put some labels on here, some blank labels, hopefully, or maybe, I don't know if I have enough blank labels for all the spots here. I'm going to get by with one outlet for now because there are other things I want to work on, but the goal is to run another outlet off of there around here, and that outlet is actually going to be in the head here. But that's it, guys. That's the update. I couldn't be happier. I had to go out and buy this Dremel because the outlet hole wasn't large enough. So all these little things, about a boat, it adds up. They say with a boat comes another grand, but with a sailboat, it might be another $2 or $4 grand if you buy one as old as I did. And yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit for how much you can spend on these. But like I said, dealing with one outlet for now, and yeah, probably gonna maybe upgrade the bilge pump from 500 gallons per hour to 1500 gallons per hour. I also think the automatic feature of this bilge pump does not work. I don't know if there's a float switch in there, electronic or what, that does or tell the breaker, or is supposed to tell the breaker, hey, come on, whenever the water level gets up to a certain height. But I know my switch is working. I know I'm getting power to both ends of my three-way switch, and for some reason when it's in automatic mode submerged in a bucket, it does not cut on. So I think the issue is at the actual bilge pump itself. I might go out and buy a new bilge pump today if we have time before everything closes, and that's that, guys. That's the update. So I'll catch you next time. Take care.